I'm curious if we take the perspective of companies that are expanding into Thailand, right? So these large companies that are saying, I want to see how I can hit the Thai market. I'm curious if you've seen what's worked well for companies as they're expanding their operations into Thailand or trying to service the Thai market. And if there are any cases of things that haven't worked well or any failures that you've seen as these companies are trying to expand into Thailand.
Yep. Let me break this topic into two areas. I think for a company in general to work well, that is one part. And the other part, I will talk about how as international company can come to Thailand and operate successfully here. My thought about that. So that's a separate part. Now let's go back to the first part. In my career, I happened to learn from one book, but I'm sorry, it's my bad. I don't remember from where it is, but I can say it's not mine. There are 3 S, which is very important. First, as a company, you have to have a strategy, because the strategy will define the direction of the company moving forward. The strategy will define what are the requirements to make that strategy. So number one, the company have to have a clear strategy, what the company want to have, right? Then, in order to make that strategy happen successfully, you have to have a system. So this is a second S, right? Running with system will help make sure, will help avoid all the possible risks, right? Things run with a system and you eliminate the human error part because you have a good system. And the third S is the structure. So once you have the strategy, you apply the system, and now you can design the structure of the organization to fit in how to deliver the strategy and how to make good use of the system you have. Now, when it comes to structure, then it's about people, right? You put the right person to the right job, put the right man to the right job, and each and every member of the organization, they have to know exactly what are their roles, why are they there, right? And once they know clearly what are their roles, then they can start thinking of them, what do they have to do on a daily basis to fulfill the requirement of their role. At the end of the day, no one is bigger than the organization. And now I can say who quote this one. It's Sir Alex Ferguson. He said that no one is bigger than the team. Everyone has the role to play, no matter who within the organization. And you just have to make sure that you fulfill the requirement of your role. It would be even better that you expand your role and you help the organization, help your colleague, help your subordinate, or even help your superior to deliver their role successfully, and you are a helper to them as well. So if everyone in the organization completely fulfill their role, expand their role to help others to fulfill their roles, wow, what a great company that we will have. So I think this is what I learned, and I think it's important for a company to be successful to have this. Now, should I move on to the second part?
Well, one just comment I wanted to make on that is you're mentioning how important it is to be clear on what the roles are. Yeah. And I'm curious if you've seen this before, but when I think roles are not very clear, I think everyone tends to feel that they're doing a favor for somebody else.
Oh.
And so then, people will do the thing, but they'll think, oh, I'm doing that for this other person. And I'm curious if you've seen that before, though, where there's tension because people didn't make the roles clear, the relationship between different departments clear, and then so everyone's living in this middle zone where it's vague and no one really knows. Have you seen that happen before?
I think a good, well-defined structure will help eliminate the issue that you just mentioned. I learned in my career the importance of having a clear, defined role. But okay, let me step back one more time. Before you can define which role to have within the organization, you have to have a good picture of what your organization, how you want it to look like first. By all means, it's not necessarily to follow structure of other organization. You can create your own. This is at the liberty of the leader, how you want to have the organization the way you want. All right. It doesn't have to be hierarchical.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be too flat as well. Define your own according to your business need, right? It doesn't mean that let's say I graduated from economic. I don't have to be only economist, or someone who is I don't know, a computer engineer, graduated from computer engineer. It doesn't mean he or she has to only perform that role. If he has other interests in other functions, let's so be it. I said all this all the time. In my mind, I'm thinking of my personal company that I own now. My nephew, who is graduated from computer science, and now he is the operation manager producing candies. My accountant is a law graduate, and she's doing my accountant. So okay, I think that come later, but it's about defining the structure. You find the person who fit in the role within your the structure that you design. You don't have to follow anyone, right? You can combine role. For example, in my organization now, I have one person who in charge of procurement and stocks management, and that's a primary role, and the secondary role is sales. So people can have a primary role and secondary role as well. So, well, I can talk a lot more on this one, but in order to avoid the gray area that you just mentioned, first, if you define the role clearly, it will help eliminate the gray area. And secondly, yeah, if that happen, again, is about the sense of ownership, sense of belonging, teamwork, that the leader will have to nurture that, promote that.
Got it. Yeah, so I'm definitely gathering there's not one right answer to any of this, but it sounds like having the strategy and having the structure, and even if you're creating your own structure that hasn't been done maybe before, or it's a different hybrids, as you mentioned, having primary function and secondary functions, it's that at least everyone knows what they are. It sounds like that transparency and visibility sounds very important. If you enjoyed this clip and want to watch more like it, click here. And if you want to watch the full video, click here.